Hey everyone, we are going to start a new series called pyrevise, which is a Python revision series. This series is specially designed to brush up your Python skills. If you are at interview or you are having your exam preparations and you want to quickly revise Python or quickly get to know what is there in Python, this series is specially designed for you. Also, if you know any other language and you want to know what's there in Python, what are the topics, what are the small things in Python, this series will help you to understand Python. It will not teach you line by line how to do things in Python, but it will give you an overall view, overall picture of Python. So first, before getting into series, let's see a little bit about history of Python. It is created by Guido van Rossum. It got first released in 1991. He started working on it, 1989. Python, he released it in 1991, and now Python community handles the whole releases of Python. It is named after Monty Python's Flying Circus. Rossum was fan of this series, so he named it after Monty Python's Flying Circus as Python. So let's get started with our pyrevise. First, we'll talk about features of Python. Python is an object-oriented language. So people will say it is a scripting language or something, but it's an object-oriented language. It has functions, classes, the whole format of object-oriented language, and you can create instances and objects out of it. It is a multi-purpose language. You can do your web programming, you can do your GUI programming, you can do your network programming, you can do your backend programming, your data science, everything can be done in Python. You have different frameworks, different modules for it. Then it is an interpreted kind of language. So in few languages, you first compile your code and then you run it. Python is not like that. Once you run your code, once you are done with your code, you run it directly and it's get interpreted. So if there is an error or exception, it gets thrown at runtime. Then it is an interactive language. So you can directly type Python and you can get into the Python shell and you can start typing your command. So you can directly interact with it like shell. So that's in that sense, Python is an interactive language. Python is a dynamic language. So you don't have to define type to a variable. It takes it on a runtime to an object. It gets assigned to an object on a runtime. You don't have to define type integer. So you just have to do variable name and assign a value to it. So it detects the type on the runtime. And also it is a strongly typed language. And it is portable. So if you run a Python code on one platform, you can easily port to another platform. If you run code for Windows, the same code will run for Linux as well. So things to remember in Python: indentation. Python follows spore space indentation for methods or control flows or loops. So if you know in other languages or something, if you function, you open or close brackets. So here everything is beautified by indentation. So code is formatted by indentation, which is 4 spaces. Then pass by reference. So everything is in Python is passed by reference. So there are two mutable objects and immutable objects. So when you pass mutable objects to a function or something, so if you modify it inside a function, the outside scope, the same mutable object will be modified. So this is how it works on the same reference. So this is how you can say in Python everything is passed by reference. You will get to know about this in detail in further lectures in the series. Then everything is an object in Python. Everything in an object in a sense, everything has either attributes or methods. So when we say everything is object, either we think everything should have attributes or method, or it should be subclasses. But in Python, in loose sense, everything is object is coined as either it can be assigned to a variable or passed to an argument to a function. That's why everything is an object in a function. And if you take method or attribute, everything mostly has a doc attribute assigned to it. So in that sense, also you can say everything is an object in Python. Now comments. Hash is a single line comment and triple quotes is a multi-line comment in Python. Now we'll look at editors. You can use any editor of your choice. Idle comes when you with default with Python, and there is a PyCharm and there's a PyDev for Eclipse. But what I will suggest is, if you're trying out, try it in a notepad and run it as a program directly. Then we'll see Hello World program. There's a basic program. This is how you write a Hello World program. First line is shebang, and just print your Hello World. Save it as a hello.py. Then run the Python file, Python hello.py. You can give anything as a file name. It doesn't have to hello.py. You can give it test.py. It doesn't matter to Python. It will execute it. You will get your hello world. Then, so you know, okay, these are features and how to download and install. I'm not going to go through the whole procedure of download and install. This is a wiki, Python wiki, where you can get all the release, versions for download. This link will help you in installing it on Windows. These links will help you in installing in Linux. But with most Linux distribution, Python comes pre-installed. So you can check once you have Python, installed. You can check Python version, Python -3. Python community manages two versions, 2.x and 3.x. 2.7.13 is the current version as of now, and 3.6.1 is the current version in 3.x series. Python community is focused more on 3.x series now, and these release versions will keep on updating. This is where Python documentation are. This is all about introduction to Python. Thanks for watching.